Am I the idiot for telling my SO that his daughter cannot come over to our new house until we meet up again? Me, 26 female, and my SO, 32 male, have been together for 5 years and he has 2 children with his ex Anna, 31 female. They have Leo, 8 male, and Leah, 14 female, together. Me and my SO decided to wait until we were dating for 1 year for me to meet his children. We met up for lunch at a local restaurant, and while Leo liked me, Leah didn't speak a word. I assumed she was not ready to warm up to me just yet. After that we scaled back to brief video calls, where she wouldn't say anything. This went on for another 6 months, then me and my SO moved in together. Leo came every other week for visits for the first month, and Leah never came. She told my SO she didn't want to be around me so she wasn't going to come for visitation. So my SO did visitation at his sister's house. This worked out okay, it was just awkward because his sister lives 5 minutes away from our old apartment, and the kids lives 20 minutes away from us, so it was a lot of driving back and forth. This has been the arrangement for years. The entire time I've been inviting Leah out, through my SO, with us to get to know her better. We go out at least 4 to 5 times per month, and do various activities, parks, museums, zoo, malls, go-karts, restaurants, everything. Leo tags along sometimes, but Leah has never came. March 1st I closed on my dream apartment. 3 beds, 2.5 baths, study, huge balcony, it's gorgeous. We've moved in and I'm so excited to start making our home here. I posted a video on social media, and Anna saw it and showed Leah. Anna blew up my SO's phone asking him when he was going to tell Leah that he moved. He did tell Leah, she said, "Oh, okay." After Leah saw our new home she asked SO when she would be able to come over and decorate her new room. I told him under no circumstances will Leah be allowed into her new room until she agrees to meet us outside for an outing. I love her because she's my partner's daughter, but I don't know her. I've only ever heard her voice in videos she posts to social media. She has never spoken a word to me. My SO is incredibly sad because he just wants his daughter to visit him again, but he agrees with me. Anna and Leah obviously disagree, and so do my in-laws. Am I the idiot? Everyone's the idiot here. For the past 5 years, everybody has agreed to let a child, she was 9 at the beginning, decide if, when, and where she wanted to see her father. Also, if you bow that apartment with your SO, his daughter has every right to come whenever she wants, as it is also her home. The adults need to do better by that child. She wants a relationship with her father. Not with you. That's her right. The more you push, the more she's going to run. Is it going to suck for you? Yes. But you made the choice to move in with him knowing he had a daughter who wanted nothing to do with you. You either accept that or tell your SO to find another place to live. The bio parents have had 5 years to establish a relationship and set boundaries that would let OP get to know the 14-year-old, at least enough that the 14-year-old would already have their space in the apartment. The 14-year-old made her choice, and now she's learning that what she does or doesn't do may have unforeseen consequences. OP has every right not to have a stranger in her home, all she's asking for is an outing to get to know the girl. Not the idiot. You've never actually met the girl. How weird she wants a bedroom in your, not yours and your SO's, you own it, home. She's never stayed the night with you there. It's reasonable that you want to meet and talk with her at least once. You're not framing it in a crappy way either. Like you want to take her out for ice cream before heading to IKEA or something, and you're open to one of the rooms being hers. It's a bizarre situation. Am I the idiot for itemizing my household bills and demanding my significant other pay his fair share now that his 3 teenage daughters have moved in? I, 33 female, have been with my boyfriend, 46 male, for almost 3 years. He moved in with me about 6 months after we started dating. Things were going quite well. He does not work, as he is a disabled veteran and collects a pension. I work a decently paying job and make about $60,000 more per year than he does. He would give me a few $100s here and there towards food and bills when I would ask, and I paid my mortgage and the rest of the bills. He was paying about $1,200 a month in child support for his 3 girls who lived with their mom, now 15, 17 and 18. I have 2 girls, now 10 and 13, who live with me 60% of the time and live with their dad the rest of the time. About 6 months ago his girl's mom decided she couldn't take care of them any longer. She had ruined their family home, no running water, septic was destroyed, holes in the floor, 5-gallon buckets used as toilets, etc. It was awful to discover, and at no point when the girls visited did they share this info with me. I don't know how he didn't know what was happening, but he says he didn't. At that time, the courts decided the girls needed to live with their father, who lives with me obs. I knew this would be a tough transition for all involved, so for the last 6 months I've continued to pay for everything, and he's given me $500 a month towards their support, food, bills, etc. Their mother has contributed nothing. Upon discovering that I was getting a bit behind with finances, I itemized my spending and determined that my costs have gone up about $1,700 a month since they came here, just regular bills, which doesn't include Christmas presents, clothes, salon trips, vacations, going out to eat, etc., that I have also paid for. I showed this to my boyfriend and asked that he started paying me an amount closer to the cost of the spending, at least the $1,200 he was paying in child support before they came here. He became very angry, accusing me of being money hungry and insinuating he was taking advantage of me. Then he told me he would give me $750 a month towards bills. I expressed that if he felt he could support 4 people for less than what I was asking him to contribute on his own, then he should do that. He says I should be okay because it's for our family. I feel like I am being taken advantage of, and what makes this feel worse is that I discovered my boyfriend's ex-wife also was dating a younger person with a good job, and that guy is now suing her for taking advantage of him. It almost hits too close to home, but I do love my boyfriend and his daughters, and I feel like he should contribute more to the support of his kids when I'm paying the bulk of our expenses. So, am I the idiot? Not the idiot. He was paying his ex $1,200 a month in child support. He should be paying $1,200 towards his daughter's expenses, period. Instead, he's what, pocketing it and letting you cover everything? Yeah, no. You're not the one who's money hungry. The man hasn't paid his own way since moving in with you. A few hundred here and there when you ask for it? Also, be careful, in some places, if you've acted as a parent, including financial support, he can come after you for child support for his daughters. Talk to a family court attorney ASAP. Not the idiot. At the very least you should be getting that $1,200 he was paying his ex for child support. Why should you get less when the kids are now in your home? That is in addition to his part of the bills for living there. Tell him you are not his cash cow and he needs to pony up his fair share. One of you and 4 of them. And those girls should be doing a fair share of the work around the house if they aren't. Put it all on the table and say it's either this or you are going to have to part ways and find a true partner in life. Edit, he did give me the $1,200 I asked for. He will pay at the beginning of every month. I told him I would let him know if I needed more, and he said he understood. I also want to clarify, I do have a very good income. I did not sacrifice my children's college savings, my retirement accounts, my investment accounts, or my mortgage. I wasn't able to contribute to my savings account, and I was willing to sacrifice that for a time, but I was over it when I calculated the added cost of everything. We've had some hard conversations lately, but it's been working itself out slowly, and I want to thank everyone who contributed with advice and support. Not the idiot. I want to say I'm happy for you, I truly do. But sis, I still think you are being played, and the only reason he is compromising on giving you the $1,200 is because he can read the writing on the wall, and that his gravy train was pulling into the station. You've been together 3 years, he moved in pretty quick after 6 months. I think you are a loving, empathetic, and compassionate woman, and I think those traits can sometimes cause you to overlook when people hurt you. I also think you are underestimating how much he is receiving as a 46-year-old disabled vet. I think you are inserting how little people on Social Security disability get paid, with how much a retired disabled veteran could potentially be paid. Depending on how long he was in and his final rank, he could be making a significant amount per month. Have you actually seen his statement of benefits or monthly check? I mean, have you seen the actual paperwork and not just take his word for it? The reason I'm almost convinced he is lying to you is because in most states, the most that can be demanded or garnished for child support is between 20 to 35% depending on many factors. I decided to go with the most expensive child support state's numbers, Massachusetts. Assuming he is paying for all 3 children, which includes the 18-year-old, even though most states stop support at 18, to get to the $1,200 a month amount, he would need to make $3,200 per month or $38,400 a year. If we assume it's $1,200 for 2 kids, assuming the 18-year-old is no longer factored in the equation, then that means he would need to make about $4,000 per month, or $48,000 per year. Again, I was using the state with the highest child support payment percent, and in my calculations figured that the ex was award sole custody, and that your boyfriend had zero custody in order to account for the highest possible percent of his income to give him the benefit of the doubt. If he is making between $38K and $48K a year, but only giving you a few hundred a month, even with the $1,200 a month support, where is the rest going? Why is it okay to take from your savings and your children's future? I may just be jaded, but I really feel you should look into this more, get concrete proof of everything, and then write up some lease type agreements to cover yourself and your children. And if you find out he has been lying to you and hiding money all these years, letting you support them all, then you need to evaluate if this is healthy and beneficial to you and your kids long term. I know if it were me and I found out my SO lied to me and mooched off me for 3 years, letting me cut into my savings so he could secretly expand his, I don't think it's a betrayal we could come back from. I would start to wonder what else he has effortlessly lied to me about and hid from me. Good luck, OP. I wish the best for you and your kids. Would I be the idiot for asking my significant other to get circumcised? Me and my significant are both early 20s and been together for 3 years. Obviously, he's uncircumcised. Since the beginning of our relationship, his hygiene down there has been an issue. From about 6 months in, we've had multiple conversations, and even fights about his hygiene, both of his peen and just overall. I can't count the number of times that we've started to get intimate and then suddenly stopped because the smell of his weenie is overpowering from the time he takes his underwear off. Let alone the smell on my hands if I touch it. I wish I could get over it more, but I honestly find it repulsive and am instantly turned off. There have been times, after we've fought, that he's gone to showering immediately before we get intimate, and when he's done that he smells absolutely fine, like soap even. That makes me think it's an issue of hygiene. He also has an actual diagnosed memory loss issue, which is why he sometimes forgets if he's showered or he wears dirty clothes, so I have a feeling it's that disability that is making him unable to remember to keep up his hygiene down there also. I've asked him to go to a doctor to get checked, and make sure there's not a medical issue or STD that's causing it. I've been tested recently and don't think an STD is likely, but good to rule it out. He says that's too embarrassing, so he's refusing to go. I've brought up circumcision before, and he's understandably said he's afraid of it hurting, and so we haven't really discussed it in depth. I fully understand that circumcision is a major alteration of his body, and ultimately he has 100% say over what he does with his body. His poor hygiene, however, is significantly affecting our sex life and just relationship in general. After 2.5 years of gentle reminding, pleading, cajoling, and even arguing, I'm sick of being repulsed by him sexually. I love him so much, and want to spend my life with him, but I don't know how I can live with this forever. Would I be the idiot if I ask him to get circumcised? Everyone's the idiot here. As an uncircumcised man myself, I can tell you that if you wash it regularly, it won't smell. That applies to genitalia in general. The only difference is that he has to carefully wash the inside of his skin, which is not that difficult. However, the question is not whether or not you're the idiot for asking him to keep his genitalia clean, which wouldn't make you an idiot, it's whether or not you're the idiot for asking him to get circumcised, which you are. First, you said it yourself, it's his decision. Second, I can assure you that it won't make the smell any better, he still has to wash it no matter what. Everyone's the idiot here. Who wants to duck a dirty weenie, or dirty poon? You're the idiot for expecting him to get circumcised because that's not even the problem here. Just leave the guy if he can't wash himself regularly. By the way, let me add. I am glad you cannot get over the smell when he takes his underwear off. Like, girlfriend, don't get used to that. Don't start ignoring that smell, and settling for this nastiness because this man cannot wash his butt. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You are the idiot. If he never washed his hair, would you suggest he shave it off? That's not really even a good analogy, to be honest, because shaving his hair would fix the issue of dirty hair, while getting circumcised would not fix the issue of his dirty pecker. Look, cleaning a circumcised willy versus a cut one is literally the half-second difference of pulling the foreskin back, so soap and water can get everywhere. If your dude isn't capable of doing that, he's likely not washing his junk at all, and it would stink anyhow. It sucks for you, and I understand if this is a deal breaker in the relationship, but the solution is for him to wash his crap, not cut it off.